YouTube channel, Starseed Cyan. This is my first YouTube video, so please like, share, subscribe, comment, give me pointers, give me tips, stuff like that. I'm very open. But let's get into it. Let's not make it long. The video is going to be on Retrograde season 2020, as you can see on the board. But before I start really talking about Retrograde season, I'm going to give y'all a few definitions for the vocab, so y'all can understand what I'm talking about and you know what I'm talking about when I'm talking. Okay. So, let's talk about retrograde. Retrograde has two different definitions, but the definitions basically mean the same thing. Retrograde in astronomy means the planets appearing to move backwards in its orbit from the view of the Earth. So it's not really moving backwards at all, it's just an optical illusion. Retro means back, retrograde, backward motion. But it is just an optical illusion. It's just it appears to be moving backward from Earth, from the view of Earth. Retrograde in astrology means that when those planets are lapping us up, because that's basically what's happening, or going slower around us. It just means going back, reevaluating things, rethinking things. It could mean returns. It could just mean looking within, going within, and looking at yourself in the mirror, looking at things in the mirror, you know. So yeah, that is retrograde in astronomy and astrology. Astronomy is the study of the stars and celestial bodies, the actual universe itself. Astrology is that information about the stars and the universe brought down to us on a lower level, understanding what those affect, what the stars, when they move, how that affects us in real time. So now that you have the definitions, we can get into it. Retrograde season 2020, it is 6 planets in retrograde right now, but it's about to get to be 5 tomorrow because Venus goes out of retrograde. So it'll just be back to 5. But right now it's 6, so the energy is up. Pluto is in retrograde in Capricorn. It has been in retrograde since April 25th to October 4th. Saturn is in retrograde in Aquarius. It's been in retrograde since May 11th. It's going to be there until September 29th. Venus is in retrograde in Gemini, May 13th, and it's going to be there until June 25th, tomorrow. Jupiter is in retrograde in Capricorn. It's been there since May 14th and will stay there until September 12th. It'll go direct September 12th. Mercury, retrograde in Cancer, has been there since June 17th and will be like that till July 12th. Neptune retrograde in Pisces, June 23rd to November 28th. So now that you hear all the dates and you can see all the dates and all that good stuff like that, let's get into it. Okay, Pluto, I'm gonna break down the planet and then I'll break down the sign and put it together so you can understand. Pluto is a planet for transformation, rebirth, secrets, buried things, hidden things, things that you keep covered that you don't want nobody to know about. It's just gonna take to the grave with you. Capricorn is a sign for hard work, determination, a very straightforward sign, very goal-oriented, self-reliant, and it's an earth sign, so pretty just even. When Pluto goes retrograde in Capricorn, the energy that we'll probably get from that, or we will be getting from that, have been getting, is to transform your beliefs, to transform the beliefs you had about yourself, going within Capricorn retrograde. Uncovering those hidden things, talking about those hidden things, purging from those hidden things, like purging, getting rid of those thoughts about yourself or thoughts about things that are, hidden. Is it a time to rethink your responsibilities? Capricorn. Is it a time to go back and reevaluate jobs, things like that? Capricorn. A lot of reinventing for yourself, going deep within and pulling out those things you don't show nobody. You don't want nobody to know. Things you are slow to work on. Go in and go fix those things. It's time to take a look at those things. Take a look in the mirror. And that's basically the energy for Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, and like I said, we'll be in that energy and having that energy since April 25th to October 4th. Saturn retrograde Aquarius. Saturn is a beautiful planet, astronomically. Sorry about the phone. Is a beautiful planet astronomically. It has rings. You know what Saturn looks like. Right down to the Earth, right down here. Saturn is a cold planet. It's a serious planet, our father planet. It tells us about our restrictions, our limitations. It favors hard work, things like that. Aquarius, the sign is an innovative sign, humanitarian sign, animals, people, very smart, very creative. Structures is about structures, society, people around us. New age, the society. So with Saturn going retrograde in Aquarius, you can see the effects from that globally, all around. We're all affected by Saturn and Aquarius. We're always affected by the retrogrades, but this is more an everybody thing than just a personal thing, you know? So when Saturn goes retrograde in Aquarius, it affects us as a whole. It's showing as the pandemic, it's showing changes, rethinking, reevaluating our structures in society, reevaluating how new inventions for society, things like that, like the riots and Black Lives Matter and all that stuff like that, that all plays a part into Saturn and Aquarius. COVID-19, it all plays a part into Saturn and Aquarius because it's something that's affecting us globally. We need to go back and rethink our structures. We need to go back and rethink the actions in the society, like rethinking society, how things move in our society, how things move in the world around us, rethinking how things should go in that way. Hard work, things like that, restrictions. Saturn is a restrictive planet on limitations. No, like only being able to go to do certain things, quarantine, COVID-19. So that plays a lot into that. Saturn retrograde Aquarius. So we'll be feeling that energy and have been feeling it since May 11th to September 29th. It is a possibility that COVID-19 could possibly get stronger in the month of September, which is why it's underlined like that. And Saturn goes back to the sign of Capricorn, 29 degrees, July 1st. So, yeah, just rethinking structures, rethinking society, rethinking the things as a society. It could be new technology coming through, things like that. How we interact with people, and the limitations on people. So yeah, Venus retrograde Gemini. Venus is a love planet, as you probably know. Venus is a planet about relationships. Love is a strong feminine planet. It carries a lot of feminine energy, things like that. But when Venus is in retrograde, going backwards, it's the opposite of Mars. So it shows the characteristics of Mars because it's going backwards, right? Okay. So when Venus is going retrograde, it's showing it may be tough to do things with love. Relationships may be kind of rigid, but in the sign of Gemini, so communication. Gemini is a sign of communication, intellect, conversation, witty, clever, things like that. So Venus going retrograde in Gemini could mean you're having problems with relationships. You could be having problems in the conversations with relationships, things like that. Like communication and love and things could be kind of topsy-turvy. So right now, it probably wouldn't be a time to be trying to be in relationships and things like that. maybe more dating and just getting to know people, because it may be hard to be super Venus-y and when it's going retrograde. But Venus in the sign of Gemini is not bad. It's just in retrograde, it may be tough with communication and things like that. It's a good time to probably rethink relationships if you're in one. Things like that. So yeah, Jupiter retrograde Capricorn is next. We're going to be in that energy and have been in that energy since May 14th to September 12th. Jupiter retrograde Capricorn. We know it about Capricorn. Like I said, it's a self-reliant sign. It's a straightforward sign. It's an earth sign. Hard work, determination, things like that. We know what retrograde means in astrology. Jupiter is a benefic planet. Benefic means a good planet. It gives you benefits. Benefic. Beneficial. Jupiter brings luck, expansion, higher thought, progression, things like that. It's a very good planet. Things won't go bad when Jupiter is around, because Jupiter is a benefic planet. It adds luck to things, so things won't go as bad. So Jupiter being in retrograde is not really bad. It's just more of a time to rethink, reevaluate, things like that. Rethinking and reevaluating and possibly getting luck or not having luck in work, probably not having luck in work because of the situation that we in, COVID-19, unemployment, stuff like that. People being unemployed, things like that, losing their jobs over it. So maybe not so much luck because it's in retrograde. Retrograde means going back. But it's still luck because people can still find jobs. So yeah. But it would just be basically rethinking, just rethinking a lot of things, just rethinking jobs, rethinking how do you feel about things, like rethinking your spirituality, things like that. It brings changes on a personal level because it's luck, it's for you. So, Jupiter brings a lot of good things. But once you learn the lesson, you know that things will be okay because it's in retrograde. So things may not go the best because it's in retrograde, but yeah. Next is Mercury retrograde in Cancer. Y'all 9 times out of 10, y'all know about Mercury retrograde. I'll just kind of speak a little bit about it. Mercury retrograde. Mercury is a planet for communication, fast thinking. It rules Gemini and Virgo. Communication, thinking, information, fast thinking, thoughts. Planet of information. So with information comes technology and phones and things like that. Information is how you get things across to people. Cancer is a sign of family, emotions. It's an emotional sign. It's the planet that rules Cancer is the moon. The moon is emotions. It's a feminine planet as well. So with Mercury being in retrograde, you might see communication about family being a little topsy-turvy. You may have communication or conversations with your family during this time because communication, family. You may have a lot of conversations about your emotions and things like that. But things could also be backwards, so communication could be misconstrued, just mixed up, because that's what Mercury is about, communication, and retrograde means going back. So things could be just not it. It could be mixed up. But y'all, not saying y'all know about Mercury retrograde. So, yeah. That's it. Lastly is Neptune in Neptune retrograde in Pisces. Neptune is a outer planet along with Pluto and Saturn. They are outer planets, they're cold planets, they're distant planets. They was kind of the few to be discovered last. Sorry. So the effects that we get with Neptune is Neptune is a planet of confusion and deception, but also a planet of luck and imagination. Pisces is the sign under Neptune. It's crazy that Neptune is retrograde in Pisces. It's a distant planet. It is a dreamy planet, just like the sign Pisces. So with this, with Neptune going retrograde in Pisces, we'll be having a lot of humanitarian things, caring about the world as a whole and things like that. It's a selfless sign. It's very selfless. It's selfless. When Neptune goes retrograde, for you, it means going within and trying to be whole, trying to be one within yourself, not being so detached and far away, because that's usually what it is. It's a far out planet, and Pisces is a far out sign. So not losing the detachment and coming in to yourself and looking for wholeness within yourself, looking for oneness within yourself. The truth becomes visible. It's not any dreamland state things. Like, things are very, very clear. The truth is very clear. So that's what you're gonna feel with Neptune and Pisces. Like, things are what they are. Like, what you're seeing is not an illusion. The deception and the confusion is taken away once it goes retrograde, because that's what Neptune brings, is confusion and deception, if that makes any sense. So now that we got all this out of the way, I hope that y'all understood that. I hope I didn't do very bad. I hope that y'all stay okay during the pandemic and y'all are safe. Hope y'all take this information and run with it and go do your own research and things like that, because you should. Don't just always take my word for it, and I'm still learning too. So like, comment, subscribe, tell me how it was, and yeah.